Oh, it's the update, man. So we're up in the gas showroom where we have our bikes that are all on our sales page on the new website, which you need to go and have a look at, and on our Facebook page. We are. This is a sort of work in progress up here. However, it is still operational. So this is a a friend's bike that's been minted by Mr. Toad, which is for sale. If anybody's interested, you can have a look. Customer's bike, but we know this one. The Tiggs track bike, Jake's flat tracker, Lully's Kawasaki. Again, this is on the sales page. So if you're interested, give us a shout. It is a lovely looking bike. The rest of everything up here is sort of frames. As I say, we haven't quite finished it yet, but it's getting time to do it all. There's a roller of our 3/4, not sure if we're calling it nappy dropper, who knows, small bike. And there's a saying that we've got to light up, because I do think it's quite applicable to some people, especially if they're thinking about putting a Hayabusa turbo in a hardtail frame. But there you go. So yes, we'll keep an eye on this. This will be, as I say, a work in progress. The photo studio is done. Well, you might have seen some of the photos that we do. It's just handy to have here for frames and proper lighting, etc., etc. This is on the sales page. This is a cracking little hooligan bike. If it wasn't for the fact that it was clean and we were selling it, I would be out on this every day, because it just puts a massive grin on your face. It's only a 200, but it sounds mint. Probably should start it up. Maybe we'll do it on the next one. Get it out there. Do a rolling burnout. Oh no, yeah, it does need a new rear tyre, to be fair. But yes, that's on the sales page. So if anybody wants to come and have a look at it, or come and see us if they're interested, we also offer finance on frames, builds, sales bikes, pretty much anything. If you're interested in that, and then we'll have a little mosey down the safe stairs as we pass the Toad Fishes Bay. Very tidy, mate. Very organised. Very organised. There's some real yeah, that's true. There's some real gems in here, isn't there? Yeah, this is the Toad Fishes bike. I mean, the Road King, the Toad King. Of course it is. That's coming on well, isn't it? Oh, new fishtails. It does suit you as well when you're out on it. I'll have to have a go on it, because they don't really suit me, those bikes, but I will have a go on it. And well, you can't go wrong with one of them. Jake's 125, that's coming for all sorts of bits and pieces for him, which Toadfish started today. He's even got his own computer in here, believe it or not. We're up with the technology, I tell you. We'll have a little wander down through. Gas tracker, burnt out clutch again. Don't know who's been doing silly things on that. The Denipa sidecar, Jerry's, which seized the gearbox up when he was out on the Distinguished Gentleman's ride, which was a bit annoying for him, because Rachel, his wife, goes on the back. I can't remember the dog's name. Goes in the sidecar with the goggles, which I've really got to see. This is very unusual, because it's obviously they come with a right-hand sidecar, which is a little bit scary for the passenger on the road. But this has got a left-hand side conversion, which is nice. So this is going to have a BMW R100 engine in it, with a Denipa gearbox. Can't use the BMW gearbox, because, as Ron told me, Ukrainian guy who we're getting the BMW engine, if you put the fucking hell. If you put the BMW gearbox on it, you'll have 4 reverse gears because of the amount of lace arse in the gearbox. We'll explain it all when we've fitted it and we're running it through. So that we're picking up next week, and he'll want it back toot sweet. Stuart's R1 is all ready for him when he chooses to go out. Again, we're going to get out on the Miami chop build. This is on our sales page. I mean, it's a stunning bike. Whatever you think about the type of build, it is a stunning bike. We're going to do a road testing and filming on that. Again, Toadfish is going to ride this because I will just get lost in it on it, and it's not. Yeah, so we're going to do some filming. But again, it's on the website sales page. There's plenty of videos of it, and we'll get some footage of it soon out on the road. He's a loud motherfucker as well. Tom's track bike, we've got some trick bodywork ordered for that because you didn't want to destroy the good stuff if it goes down the road, which possibly could happen on a racetrack, as we know. We've finally managed to get rid of the Vespa three-wheeler, so we've got another bay back. That's a customer's bike that we're storing, the VMAX. A bit of a sad story to the Z750, but we'll come across that when we go into the other workshop. But we've got the engine out. There's a bit of issues on that, but he's the guy, Graham, customer, lovely rebuilt bike, very clean, but the engine could be fucked, but we're not sure yet. Toadfish has done a super job on Pete's 1200 Bandit engine. That's going in one of our new Softail frames with some very, very trick extras, which we can't show at the moment until it's finished, quite rightly. That's having chrome polished casings with windows on it, and hopefully a nice set of carbs. We're thinking CR smooth bores, but maybe McCuney flat sides, but I've definitely smooth bores on them. So he's done a lovely job on that. We'll move on. All we got left on this is just the prototype exhaust to get it running right. And it will need a new exhaust. Then it's going to go on the dyno because it's a bit poppy. Some people say it's a little bit loud, but oh, that would be a bastard to recharge the battery if you leave that on. Owen Street Fighter done. We're delivering that straight to the dyno man, Steve Jordan, who I used to race with him, but I haven't seen him for a while, but I know his work's top notch, and he'll, just because we put a new exhaust on that is ready to go, but there's a separate video on that if anyone's interested. That'll be landing soon, won't it? Oh, the Gas Triumph. So this is technically my bike, and anyone that might have been watching stuff earlier in the year, even last year, we were going to do a single-sided swinging arm conversion. However, when we went to do it, we were like, there's so much work to do on it, and it's still in the Triumph frame, so we're just going to build a frame, make a frame for this with a single-sided swinging arm conversion on it. We won't use this engine because I'll just keep this. A lot of people like that swinging arm, by the way, rather than going single-sided. So yeah, this is my smoker at the moment because the clutch is burnt out on my other smoker. I don't know who was involved in that, do you? Another quiet bike. A little bit less offensive though. Probably blow the microphone thing up, won't it? Yeah, we like that. That goes well. Always get people asking us about it and wanting one. So again, if you want something like this built, you know where we are. Okay, so workshop, fabrication shop update. MV is waiting for Jake to weave his magic on the electrics, just the backlight. A little bit more fettling. Toad's done a cracking job on carbs, etc. Again, this is going to be going up for sale, although I have got a couple of customers that we deal with that are interested in it, so it might not even get onto the website. I would imagine for the money and for what it is, that will go without too much of a problem with, as I say, with existing customers. But we'll see. Back to the Z750 that we looked at earlier. Unfortunately, he had an oil leak through the casings, which someone had wound a bolt all the way through into the sump, which was leaking. It had already been repaired once, but it's still leaking. So we were charged with taking out, sorting the leak out. Unfortunately, when we took the sump off, there was way too much debris, metal debris in there for our liking. And we don't know where it's coming from. We don't know piston, what we don't know. We have run it up and it didn't sound like it was about to shit itself, but the debris that Jake found in there tells us otherwise. So we won't be doing this because A, we haven't got the time, and B, there are specific engine builders out there that will do the job quicker. And we've got a very good guy that we use, John, over at Oxney Motorcycles, and he's local. So that will be going over there on Tuesday because he's just finished the Vincent, so oil seal on that. So I'll be picking that up. Now, Carl is the guy, again, a very good customer of ours. He commissioned the Iron Banshee, so that's his. But he just wanted something nice and simple, which he bought this to us and said, "Come on, get it all ship shape." But he wants to kind of keep it like that with the bars. So we've only got little bits and pieces to do on it. To be fair, that started basically first kick without any choke, which for an old Trance 1966 650, I thought was pretty good. So he doesn't really want us to do a massive amount, as in putting a front brake on, because he quite likes that without a front brake. That's fine. And the handlebars, which are great, and it has got a look, they're not quite in the middle, or there's something a little bit wrong with them. I think these have probably been handmade, but it's quite a cool little bike and he loves it. So we're just doing a few little bits on this, which Jake's basically done, apart from the clutch, which we're going to go over and see our good friends over at Dresda, which Russ has taken over from Dave Deegans, who was the original owner, who started racing way back in the 60s, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him and talking about old race days, but he's cracking on now, must be 85, 86. So Russ has taken on Dresda, so have a look at them, because he does some nice stuff, good stuff. And obviously, if you want an original Dresda Triton, he would be the man to go to. So, yeah, we're hoping to get that back to Carl next week, maybe, if we get some answers, because, as I say, I'm going to go over and see Russ at Dresda about the clutch. So we might go with a belt drive, or we might rebuild that clutch. We're not sure yet, whatever's the most practical for him. And then we come up towards the end with, how could I forget? This is quite exciting. This is quite exciting. So now, with all our gas frames, this is a soft tail. You get the gas gusset giggity, which is probably one of the coolest things I think we've put on our frames, apart from our own engine plates. These are frame plates, fucking engine plates, frame plates. Obviously, 3 different options that you can see. These will need to be trimmed, cut and drilled to size. But again, all our frames now will come numbered, whatever range it is, will become numbered. This, as I say, these will go on the gas soft tail or the duck tail. We've got the gas bomber. We've got Ewan's Triumph frame underneath there. that will be going on. So again, if you any order that you get from us, any frame that comes from us now will be stamped, and these will be fitted with the gas gusset, which is what we like. This frame, Poddies, is going to be ready for finishing off tags on Monday or next week. It's having a 600 bandit, early R1 upside down front end with R1 front wheel, R1 rear wheel. Lot of work goes into this, guys, watchers, audience. Lot of work. Adam's done a video of while he was working on this today, which we will put on YouTube. We will put up just so you can see the amount of work that goes into it, and then you'll realise how solid it is, because the last thing we want is anything going wrong with our frame. So they have to be road tested quite thoroughly, and the work has to be spot on. And Tig is a coded welder, so you are safe in his hands. So we'll get, once that's all tagged up, that'll be ready to be a roller next week. That's a soft tail unit, probably off of Pete's one, because we're hoping to take all that up to the powder coaters in Essex next week. I can't tell you what finish is going on that at the moment, but it's trick and it's difficult, so won't be cheap, but it will look the bollocks. Now, Captain America, I'm hoping most of you know which Captain America we're talking about, but what I'd like you to do is put your answers on a postcard and send it to us, whether you think it's the Marvel version or the Peter Fonda version. Okay? Good. And on that bombshell, everything's tidied up. It's Friday afternoon. It's probably time to retire to the gas bar, which is quite handy. I'll tell you something we have forgotten. The new edition. You got plenty of editing to do on this one, mate. Look at Jake's new. Hello. Hello. You're right. You're right. You're right. What can you say? Ivy. New edition. You're lovely, aren't you? Can you say goodbye? Bye bye. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye. See you later. And don't forget to like and subscribe.